Okay. Moving on. We got some other stuff here. We have this. I just shook my head when I saw this. American group against anti-Hindu prejudice hosts gala at Trump's Mar-A-Lago resort. Donald Trump's daughter-in-law, Lara, was the keynote speaker at the American Hindu-Jewish Congress Grand Gala that took place at Mar-A-Lago, Florida. U.S. President Donald Trump's luxurious Mar-A-Lago Club resort in Florida recently hosted the American Hindu-Jewish Congress Grand Gala, an event also attended by the Republican's daughter-in-law, Lara Trump. She was the keynote speaker at the event, which reportedly saw the presence of White House Director of Minority Outreach Lynn Patton and was hosted by Republican attorney Mihik Cook. Republican and former U.S. Deputy Special Envoy Ali Kohanim also attended the gala and shared a picture of Lara Trump delivering her keynote address, proud to support the American Hindu-Jewish Congress first annual gala at Mar-A-Lago. The AHJC fights anti-Semitism and anti-Hindu prejudice. Let's see here. Hindu-Jewish group founder Arthur Kapoor also addressed the gala and shared what motivated him to launch AHJC, bringing the Hindu and Jewish communities together to advance all of American society. So this is a very Interfaith group here, because it's Jewish Hindu or Hindu-Jewish Congress, which is very interesting, because we definitely need to be paying attention to how the mystery religion is moving right now when it comes to these interfaith movements and combining Hindu and Jewish. And as we know, if you have not been paying attention or live under a rock, no offense, Patrick, because I know you live under a rock, you know, we should know that this administration, this Trump administration, the Republican side of things, has a major explosion of pushing the Hindu faith. We just went over the Diwali celebration that took place at the White House, which has been going on for several years, but it's confirmed again. We saw what happened at the conference, the Republican conference last year, when they had the Sikh go up there and pray to the false god, and you saw everybody in the room bowing their heads, praying to this false god, and so on and so forth. And there's so many Hindus in the Republican Party that are pushing it forward. And this is not just here. I mean, you go around the world, Canada's offices, I don't know if anybody has taken a look at them, countless amount of Hindus and Sikhs in there as well. And a lot of people said that's the same thing. They're not the same thing. They kind of are, but they're not. But still, it's filled with Hindus, it's filled with Sikhs. And that's another thing that's really out there, is the movement of Hindus and Sikhs. And so when we see the combining of Jews and Hindus, we should probably take note of that. We also have this J. Bradley Hilton to speak at the AHJC Grand Gala at Mar-A-Lago on reimagining wellness and mental health through innovation. Now we get another little bit of interesting tidbits on this too. This is J. Bradley Hilton, visionary entrepreneur, chairman of the Hilton Family Office, and grandson of hospitality pioneer Conrad N. Hilton, will be a featured speaker at the American Hindu-Jewish Congress Grand Gala at the Mar-A-Lago Club. The landmark event will spotlight interfaith collaboration. Got to pay attention to that aspect. Remember, the three pillars of this coming this beast system is going to be the one world government and the one world economy, which we talk about all the time, but the one that gets forgotten about but is the most important, the central pillar to it all, is the one world religion. And so this has to do with interfaith, this has to do with the mystery religion, has to do with all this. Hilton said, next generation wellness isn't just about technology, it's about restoring balance between body, mind, and purpose. Red flags going off for mystery religion. Balance between the body, mind, and purpose. Some pretty important verbiage there that is used when it comes to various aspects of religious and philosophical beliefs, whether it's theory of mind, whether it's Christian Science, and so on and so forth. There's a whole bunch of them out there. I go over a lot of that stuff in the free book on my website, Eden End, Revelation 17. So make sure you guys go and download that off the website. It's free. And you guys can kind of get a better look at what's going on there. It says, drawing on breakthroughs in metabolic restoration, Hilton will discuss how modern science and ancient wisdom together can empower individuals to take control of their health and live more fulfilled lives. Modern science, taking the technology of today, bioscience and biotech, and utilizing those things, as well as ancient wisdom. These are two factors. Again, go read the book if you haven't done it before, or about uniting them together in order to unlock spiritual advancement in a human body. It has to do with utilizing these two things in order to bring balance. Balance is key because it's the balance between the divine feminine and the divine masculine that most of the founding mystery religions, that's the centralized belief that they believe on. And so all of the following religions that came out after that also believe in the same thing. And so when it comes to spiritualization of things, when it comes to the spiritualization of the human body, of the ecumenical movement, of the interfaith movement, and so on and so forth, it has to do with balance, has to do with combining science and ancient wisdom together. This is a night dedicated to unity, innovation, and impact, of course, and proceeds will support programs promoting understanding, reducing biases, and fostering, again, interfaith collaboration. And so when you look at what's going on with this American Hindu Jewish Congress, this is clearly a movement for not only interfaith, but the mystery religion as a whole. And some of the people there were Lara Trump, of course, Mihek Cook, Frank Bisigano, Social Security Commissioner, Dr. Janette Nesheiwat. She's connected to the Make America Healthy movement. Lynn Patton, Deputy Assistant to the President of Coalition Policy and Engagement, the White House. Dr. Q. Ree, President and CEO, National Association of Community Health Centers. Michelle Stravitz, CEO, American Jewish Medical Association. And Diana Starr, Ambassador for VFAF and CEO of the United Doctors of America. So, wanted to make you guys aware of that as well. I don't think that this isn't something that's making mainstream news out there. I had to go to the Hindustan Times to find it, and then the EIN Newswire, which these are not big American news sources. So you won't really find much of that out there, but it's there. Sticking with it when it comes to the religious side of technology, we have an ex-Intel CEO's mission to build a Christian AI, hasten the coming of Christ's return. Patrick Gelsinger, executive chairman of Gloo, has made it his mission to advance Christian principles in Silicon Valley. 1 second. All right. So I've mentioned this dude before a couple months ago, but I didn't really get into it. But this drew my attention this time to talk about it. It says in March, this came out October 28th. It says in March, 3 months after being forced out of his position as the CEO of Intel and sued by shareholders, Patrick Gelsinger took the reins at Gloo, a technology company made for what he calls the faith ecosystem. Think Salesforce for churches, plus chatbots and AI assistants for automating pastoral work and ministry support. Here we go. Some of its most prominent present-day leaders have funded Donald Trump's re-election and renewed the pursuit of government contracts as the second Trump administration has revitalized religious conservatism in Washington, D.C. So this dude out of Intel decides that he's going to go and get connected to this technology company where he's going to build a faith ecosystem between churches and unite them with AI. Makes you wonder if some of the churches that we're aware of that have been pushing AI recently are involved with this. Now, I don't know for sure, but they could be, especially since he's designing this AI to be Christian-centered. But later on says he's okay if Muslim groups and stuff start using it for their faith as well. because this is an ecumenical AI system. And as much as people like to say that it's the user that matters, not the technology itself, I disagree with you wholeheartedly when it comes to AI. AI is something that is supernatural, is something that has spiritual roots, and is something that I believe Christians and churches should absolutely not be involved with. I've gone over many reasons why in the past. All of that stuff can be found on my channel. We're not going to go over it now, but you guys can go ahead and check that out if you want to. But as of right now, his whole goal is to build this faith ecosystem connecting churches to technology. And remember, his goal is to try and start sharing Christian principles all around Silicon Valley. And Silicon Valley is one of the main proponents of Trump's administration. And so all the people who continue to push Trump as some type of savior for Christianity, we've gone over all that as well before. His form of Christianity that he's quote unquote saving, his form of God that he's quote unquote saving, according to Donald Trump Jr., it's not the true God. It's not the true Jesus. It's not the true Christianity. It's an ecumenical modern church mystery religion form of that. And that involves the embracing of AI in the church, the embracing of AI teaching, and the embracing of allowing AI to start building sermons, start constructing AI Christian music, and so on and so forth. And again, this is the perfect opportunity for Satan's demonic minions to go and possess these systems and go in there and slowly start moving people in the wrong direction. Again, the important factor is, and we got to remember this, when it comes to deception and whatnot, it's not the obvious stuff that's the deception. The obvious stuff is obvious stuff. That's not deceiving you. If you can instantly notice it at the snap of your fingers and go, well, that's not good, that's not deception. Even though that's what we continue to get told, it's all about these things over here by a pile of whatever the obvious stuff is. It's the things that are very deceptive that get introduced and slowly start pulling you in the wrong direction. And I've given tons of examples of this. You look at something like the modern CCM worship music that's used in churches. It's built, it's designed, it's orchestrated to get into a church and slowly start pulling you in the wrong direction. And it's 100% at what it's doing right now. That music's 100% at pulling churches in the wrong way. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer than other churches, but for the most part, it pulls you in the wrong direction. Good example is that. Take a look at Jack Hibbs' church. I mean, his church has got pulled so far in the wrong direction that not only is it the whole political side of things, but he went on a podcast and said he doesn't care where the music comes from. If anybody calls out the problems with places like Hillsong and Bethel and so on and so forth, he says, you're the one sinning. So it's pulled him in so far in the wrong direction that he's actually pointing the finger at the people who are trying to do the biblical thing. That should tell you everything. But see, the AI is going to do the same thing. It's not going to be obvious. It's not going to be upfront blinking light saying, hey, demonic entity here. It's going to come in there and say, hey, I can help you with this. I can make your church run smoother. I can make things easier. I can help you with that accounting issue. I can help you with the scheduling thing. I can help you write these certain things. And soon it's going to start slowly pulling you in the wrong direction. And that's where true discernment comes in. Again, according to Spurgeon and his wonderful quote, discernment is not knowing the difference between right and wrong. Discernment is knowing the difference between right and almost right. And if something stinks, it has a stench to it, even if it's a small stench, and it starts to smell like it's expired, starts to smell like it's going bad, then we should probably not test the meat. We should probably just go ahead and throw it in the garbage. And I think that's what we need to do with AI. Now, we keep going. It's interesting because it says Gelsinger has made it a core mission to soft power advance the company's Christian principles in Silicon Valley, the halls of Congress, and beyond. Armed with a fundraised war chest of $110 million, his call to action is also a pitch for AI aligned with Christian values. My life mission has been to work on a piece of technology that would improve the quality of life of every human on the planet and hasten the coming of Christ's return. What on earth does that mean? That could be taken in several ways. Now, he didn't expand upon that from at least what I could find, So I'm not sure his intention of what he means by that, but I'm going to go ahead and say none of that really is a good thing in my opinion. And I don't think it's even possible, to be honest. The Lord will come when he will come, period. It says Gloo says it serves over 140,000 faith ministry and nonprofit leaders. Maybe that's what the key is. Maybe once he reaches 144,000 faith ministry and nonprofit leaders, then that means we're good to go, right? Because that's the 144,000. That's clearly satire, people. Laugh. My word. I know there's going to be some person that's actually going to believe what I just said there. Anyways, moving on. It says, where there was once purported atheism, there is now a very loud, very visible, and very specifically Christian infected technological culture in Silicon Valley. It's exemplified by figures like Peter Thiel, who claims to be a Christian. I've gone over the Peter Thiel religious side of things in my book, so go check that out. Who warns of the coming of the Antichrist if humanity fails to work towards certain technological frameworks. And Andreessen Horowitz, Catherine Boyle, a close friend of J.D. Vance, the U.S. Vice President. So it sounds to me like Gelsinger believes that this technology, this AI technology, is similar to what Peter Thiel says. If we don't work towards a certain technological framework, the Antichrist might come. Could be. We don't necessarily get an answer for what he means by hastening the return of Christ. It says the church embraced that great invention of the day to literally change humanity, Gelsinger said of the printing press. And so my question today is, are we going to embrace and shape AI as a technology that truly becomes a powerful embodiment of the church and the expression of the church? He's literally comparing AI to the printing press in order to get his point across, saying that's basically the same technological advancement that the church needs to embrace. Again, I'm not a technology expert, but there's a big difference between the printing press and AI. AI is formulating its own thoughts and ideas and so on and so forth based on what's in it, what's running through its chips. The printing press is just copying and pasting your own thing. Yeah, they're two very different things. Now, the whole thing goes on. We're not going to go any further, but I think you guys are understanding the idea here. This idea, these people who have this mission to utilize AI and technology to advance a religious faith movement, whether it's a Christian thing or there's other faiths that are starting to do the same thing too, only confirms to me that utilizing this AI technology to slowly start pushing these faith movements and these religions together to form unity and cohesion and interfaith movements is the name of the game when it comes to what's going on. How long that takes, how involved it gets and stuff, we don't necessarily know. We just got to wait and see. But it sure seems like this technology is playing a major part in moving this stuff forward. Which is just another reason why I don't think we should get involved with it.